Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're talking about a fragrance that no one likes. Well, a lot of people don't like, but we're going to talk about it anyways, and we're going to see why this fragrance is not loved by many. So on today's video, I have Poison Girl by the House of Dior. Now, this fragrance is definitely an oddball. It is one that it lives in a collection where it shouldn't live. It is one that, is definitely misunderstood. I do think the fragrance overall is actually a nice scent, but we definitely see it categorized as a poison. So if we're talking about poison, there are tons of poisons that are very nice, like Dior's Hypnotic Poison. We have Pure Poison. We have Poison, the original, Midnight Poison, which is the best poison in my opinion. It's long gone now, but it was the best one. I wish I could still find an intact and sealed bottle. I would literally, if I could afford to, I would buy any size because it's just that good. But they launched this one in 2017. Now, the original one that they launched was Poison Girl Dior de Parfum, and it was launched in 2016. I still worked for the House of Dior. I was at an actual perfume slash makeup slash skincare counter working at that point in time. And at that time, they had only launched it in Europe. So the Eau de Parfum only launched as an exclusive to Europe. And I remember everyone was so excited because at this point, you have to understand, Poison had not launched a new flanker in quite a long time. It was either a J'adore that was selling or it was Miss Dior that was selling nonstop. But Poison was one of those that you only had people walk up to the counter and say, "Can I have this?" Just like they would do with other fragrances like Diorissimo and Dune, which is very sad because they do have some great masterpieces in there. I do see the beauty of Hypnotic Poison, not for me, but I do see the beauty in it. I also see the beauty in the Pure Poison collection, not for me again, but I can see it. I actually like the original one a lot better than the rest of them because of that beautiful plum note that it does have. But we got Poison Girl as an exclusive in Europe. And then in 2017, they launched the Eau de Toilette. We got the Eau de Toilette in the States, and this is the one that I have here. It was the first edition, the first launch. Mine has obviously changed color because it does have vanilla inside of it. It's not one of the listed or credited notes, but it does have vanilla, and vanilla does oxidize as time does progress. As soon as you pump it, oxygen gets in there, it oxidizes, it changes colors, all that good stuff. So this is what the bottle looks like. So identical to the rest of the Poison collection, there is nothing, fascinating or different about this one, with the exception that this one is transparent. The rest of them are not transparent. So when you first buy this liquid, it actually is like a purple, pinkish, magenta type of hue color. And then obviously with time, if you don't wear it or if you don't spray it as much, it does change colors into this color that we see here. So the top notes for this are going to be bitter orange. And on Dior's website, they say that it's a duo of frosted oranges. When you look on any other site, it just says bitter orange up top. Again, it's one of those things that Francois Dimaschi used to do. He was very quiet about what he used to put in fragrances and what he used. He only wanted to credit certain key star ingredients instead of listing the full olfactory line. And then in our hearts, it looks like we have grass rose. Definitely a very nice rose in this fragrance. It's a very soft pink rose. It's very diffused. It's very milky too, but it has some depth to it. It's just an incredible rose in this fragrance. I do love that about it. At the base, we have vanilla, not credited on Dior's website, but they do credit that there's vanilla in here, but it's not listed as an actual note for some reason. So, and then we also get Venezuelan tonka bean in this as the base. So it's it's popular for the time frame. You have to understand, and I think it was ahead of its time as well because we had this, and then we started getting fragrances like Libre by Yves Saint Laurent. We started getting a bunch of like these sweet candy-like actual fragrances with some rosy elements and powdery elements, and we're still kind of in that kick currently with mainstream women's fragrances. I'm not sure when that will go away. I hope soon, but this was ahead of its time. I think it was launched right before that trend started to kick off and become popular. And because of that, I don't think that it ever got the traction that it deserved because it's not a bad scent at all. It's actually very well balanced. The fragrance has very nice citric elements up top that kind of dissipate. You get that beautiful tonka bean and that vanilla playing at the bottom, which gives you that very nice warmth and sexy appeal with that beautiful floral heart inside of it as well, which it's a well-rounded, very nice fragrance that I definitely think no one actually appreciated, and I still don't think we appreciate it. Another reason why I don't think that people really liked it is because we're comparing it to big juggernauts, these very iconic fragrances from the 80s and the 90s, which were the Poison collection. The original Poison was just over the top. It was grandiose and just big and dramatic, and just it was just what it was for. It was a very dramatic fragrance, which was very reminiscent of Dior at that time when John Galliano, I think it launched when John Galliano was creative director of the house. I'm not sure, but the actual fragrance itself just made sense for the House of Dior. It was over the top. It was, very va va voom. And, we also got Pure Poison, which was a white floral, but it was a white floral in a Dior way. It was very, again, over the top, very grandiose. We also got the Hypnotic Poison, which was sexiness encapsulated in a bottle. And then we got this guy. And again, it's not a bad scent. It doesn't smell bad. It's not, lackluster. I think it's just lackluster compared to those fragrances. And because it's that way, people don't like it. People, say mean things about it. But if you were to point to the actual perfume counter and say, get me a vanilla sweet fragrance with a floral heart to it, I would definitely go and pull this as one of them, because I feel like the Liebs and I can't remember the name of the Givenchy one, I will list it down here below or pop a picture up here. All of these are very sweet fragrances that they all smell the same, and I feel like this one has a little bit more character to it. Although it's that very nice girl that you really, really want to be friends with, and then you become friends with her because she's so pretty, and you kind of figure out that, there's just no substance there, but she's still pretty. But this is what this fragrance is. It's a pretty girl with no substance, or a pretty person with no substance, whatever you want to categorize it as. So, yes, a good scent, not a bad scent, smells good, but at the same time, it's one of those fragrances that I think was launched ahead of its time, and it was launched in the wrong collection. If you were to have launched this in the Miss Dior collection, it wouldn't have done well either. Maybe if they would have just renamed it into a whole new perfume category, I think that this would have been better as Joy instead of Joy, because if you've smelt Joy, that one's lackluster. That one's generic at its finest, but that's just my opinion. Anywho, what do you guys think of this fragrance? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you a fan of it? Are you not a fan of it? By the way, the price point's not terrible on this. It is an eau de toilette, so it's a little bit high for an eau de toilette. You can get this 100 ml size or 3.4 fluid ounces for 140 US dollars. And if you want a smaller size, they don't carry a 50 ml or a 1.7 ounce bottle. They do carry a 30 ml, however, which is going to cost you 85 US dollars. So 1 ounce, 85, 3.4 ounces is going to cost you 140. So take it or leave it. Which one do you prefer? I think that it's a little high. If you can find it on discounters, I'm sure you can, then get it that way. It's nice fragrance. It suits people well. And I think that in comparison to a lot of those sweet vanilla fragrances, this one can work in the summertime because it doesn't become overwhelming. It doesn't become in your face like, oh my God, this is too much. But again, it's not going to be a head turning fragrance. It's not going to be one that everyone wants to become your friend with, but you're going to smell delicious. You're going to smell like Ross Rose, bitter oranges that have been frosted, as well as tonka bean and vanilla. So if you want to smell like a concoction of flowers and sweet things and a nice, cocktail of fruits, then definitely check this one out because it's a good one. Again, it's not going to be the most interesting, most groundbreaking, iconic fragrance out there, but I think that it's going to be one that definitely suits your needs and makes you feel a little bit more confident, which is what we're all looking for inside of a fragrance. So let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on this fragrance are. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you hate it? Do you not hate it? Let me know all of that down below. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more fragrance related content. Until next time, take care.